sad or crying or stressed out or anxious for an extended period of time only just to get this little blip of happiness. No, that's not for you. Okay, let's see what happens with no anxiety, just irritation for the whole world for no reason. And my dog is going to get kicked out very quickly because I don't want to deal with the whining in the background. Which, pretty sure it's going to keep happening because she thinks I'm talking to her, but I'm not. I'm talking to you guys. Maybe she'll get used to it, ? Probably not. Anyway, I have no energy. I'm so tired. Once every 6-ish months, I have a period that completely takes me out. Like, I cannot let my body not have Advil in its system, like, for longer than an hour without caving. And, like, I can be in bed, like, exhausted, 5 a.m., and I'm like, I need a fucking Advil, and I'll get up and go to the kitchen and grab a fucking Advil. That's how bad it is. And my entire body, okay, I have a good analogy, actually. Like, so my body, if you're getting a tattoo, is going into all of the effort of giving the tattoo and all of the effort of receiving the pain of the tattoo. Like, it's doing all the work for the pain and it's doing all the absorbing of the pain. And it's just this shitty cycle that I got nothing. I got nothing left. My body is completely going toward having my period right now, and that's all that I can think of. And if you dare say that you have any physical ailment or emotional issue right now, I don't care. Anyway, you are leaving. I'm so sorry. Please go. I'm obsessed with you, but please go. Thank you. Okay. Anyway, so I'm just going to see how this goes with no anxiety present. Present? Yuck. Present. Because I don't have the energy to be anxious right now. So, the story time for this episode is, I'm just going to tell you about the weekend that has just passed. It was a really great weekend. I had a really good time. On Saturday, I went to 3 different venues, and the first 2 were intentional, and I Ubered my little butt downtown, and then started at one, had a great little conversation bar side with somebody at a brewery, listened to some live music, and then lime scootered over to where my friend was doing a gig, and in the middle of the intersection downtown on a day of a festival, so it's very busy down there. I fell off the lime scooter, which was really good for my dignity, and I also saw it coming, and because I was like, well, there's people to my left and people to my right and a curb right there, so I guess we're going for the fucking curb, so I knew it was on its way, and then I fucking biff it, and managed to catch most of myself on my palms. I don't know if I was instinctually trying to keep my white jeans white, but it was a pretty good catch considering. And a girl across the street in the intersection said, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, just my pride hurts." Thanks, though. And somebody yelled from a truck in the intersection that was stopped at a red light, "Good save." I'm like, "Thank you." As I picked up my high heels because I was carrying those because it felt like a safety hazard to wear my heels while riding a lime scooter, and still ended up in the ground. Anyway, that's not the story time, that's the start of the night. Oh dear. Anyway, I went and watched the gig with my friend, after getting there, and usually I bring cash somewhere in case, like, I need a cover, but I just fucking didn't on this day. So I show up, like, maybe 10 minutes after her gig is supposed to start, and then realize I need cash, and the guy recommends, like, this place. I forget what the first place was, and then the second place was the, like, drive-through ATM for a bank, and I went to the drive-through ATM, like walking over, not in the car, and put in my credit card, which usually if you don't match the place that you're getting the cash from, like there's a $3 fee or something. This was just like, no, not compatible. I was like, okay, cool. And then I didn't know what to do. I'd just fallen off a Lime scooter. It was very not fun for me. And then I couldn't find cash. And then I was just like standing on a corner and like looking around and going, well, what now? I don't think that I can get in because I don't know where to go. There's obviously no banks open. I don't know where to find an ATM right now. And I like looked directly across from me and there was just this one little pub. And I was like, if they don't let me go in and use an ATM or something or get cash back, then I give up and I'm going home. So I go over and I say, can I use your ATM, please? Or do you have one? And the girl was like, yeah, let me walk you right over. Go get the cash. Heading out. Cool, got cash, go over to the venue, and then tell the guy that I had an issue finding cash, and he's like, oh, where'd you end up getting cash? And I was like, oh, like this place, this bar. And he was like, yeah, that was the first place I told you to go to. And I was like, oh, wow, I only registered the second one. So we had an adventure and a side quest. Anyway, we watched that, am I a fucking golem or whatever, with the third person shit, but like plural? Anyway, that happens. And then we're vibing and having a good time. I sit down on a stool. This lovely gay man says, I will share my seat with you at any time. And I was like, perfect. Great. Making friends, making LGBT friends. We're having a good time. There's a gentleman sitting across from me that I guess is hooking up with a friend that I went to go and see or something. I don't know what the situation is. I haven't asked. I actually don't want to know because I'm just like, don't like him. He opens with to me, how much toxic shit has she told you about me? And I'm like, well, none, but you're not off to a great start with that opening. And so I continued to roast him for a few minutes until there's some actual spicy shit said between my friend and another girl and this loser ass boy. And I just stood up and walked away and went for a cigarette because I didn't really want to be involved in that part. So she heads home, and me and the gay guy that I had stolen his seat were like, well, we still want to go out because she had a argument or something happened. I don't know. I wasn't there. I can't comment. So him and I are like, we still want to go out. So we go to the gay bar that I've been to, I think, maybe twice. And the first time was not a great time. The first time is actually in an episode earlier on. I think it's called No One Likes a Mad Woman. I just don't think I mentioned that was the venue. Not sure. Anyway, go to this gay bar. And I have a fucking great time. I only took one video. That whole night, actually, I only took one fucking video. And it was my new gay friend named, let's call him Josh, just for now. And the middle person was this beautiful black woman that we met and intimidated the shit out of me to the point where I was like, I think I actually need to go home before I embarrass myself. And the person on the far right was a boy that claimed to be straight but was also getting lessons on how to twerk against a railing with a gay man and a stunning black woman. So I beg to differ, not to tell someone their sexuality or anything, but I'm just like, also he did this little like walk away, like hand flip up, like strut thing. I don't know. I just don't see it for him. I feel like my gaydar is not that bad. I also, if that's the case, I love that for him. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Then I'm an asshole. Anyway, that's the only video I took all night. Little ADHD fucking side quest there. And, yeah, I stayed out until like 2 or 3 a.m. My friend got an entire poutine dumped on by this younger guy that was so very apologetic and so very sorry, and I felt so bad for him. And also my friend, Josh, because he was like cleaning the poutine off his foot, and he's like, I'm pretty sure I just got 3-degree burns. I'm like, King, I'm so sorry. And anyway, so night ends, and we're still in story time, by the way, if you think that I'm just like on an ADHD quest rant. Nope, there's a punchline. Get ready. And so the next morning, I'm like, I didn't fucking take a single picture. I didn't take anything. And then I go to my beloved Snapchat a couple hours later and go, oh, I did take something. One single 9-second video. So I go to message my friend Josh that I made friends with last night because I exchanged his Instagram and like cell phone numbers that night. along with a few other people. And so I go to my phone and search up the only Josh. By the way, just so you know, his name isn't actually Josh. It's not that common of a name. Like, it's a less common name. I'm just not going to use his real name right now. So I message, in quotations, Josh, and send the video and go, babe, with a bunch of A's and B's and E's or whatever. And I was like, this is the only thing I took last night. And then shortly after, the person says, wrong babe, haha. And I'm like, oh no. What other Josh do I know? I messaged my friend and said that, hey, I just did this really embarrassing thing, and I really hope that they respond with an explanation of who they are. But I don't know if they will, and it's probably some fucking Tinder match from 4 years ago or something. Not sure. The person messages back and says, yeah, we used to talk, but you said that you had met somebody, and also I lived too far away, so we stopped talking, essentially. So I messaged my friend, and I was like, nailed it. And they're like, who is it? I'm like, I still don't know. I'm still not sure. I still don't know who it is. My friend said must have not been very memorable, and I said, well, apparently not, but I also long enough for me to make not one but two excuses to not talk anymore, so I'm not really sure. Still don't know who they are. That's my story time. That's how my weekend went. Really good. Side of embarrassment. You give a little, you get a little. Anyway. So, topic. This is going not that bad. I don't feel anxious right now. Maybe it's boring. I'm not sure. I feel really monotone and annoyed at the world, so if you're not having a good time, neither am I, and I don't feel bad. Anyway, the episode topic that I wanted to talk about was, it feels kind of like lame and cliche, and I feel like there's probably 30 other podcasts with an episode of a similar title, so it's kind of cringe for me, but I'm gonna do it for you, so you're welcome. Anyway, about making friends and putting yourself out there in adulthood, because it's a lot harder to do, obviously, when you're not in an enclosed space with, if you're me, 10 people of the same age, of different genders and personalities and whatever. School, high school, elementary school. And if you're a normal person, I don't know, apparently 200 is what I hear. Y'all are going to graduations of 200 people? That's fucked. If I have a kid, and low likelihood on its own. If I have a kid and they have 200 people at their fucking graduation, I'm actually going to pre-change their last name legally without their permission, because I'm the adult and they're still a minor, so I get to change it if I want to. And it's going to start, their last name's going to start with AA. There's going to be 2 A's in their last name. I don't know what the rest of it's going to be. I just know there's going to be 2 A's in their last name. So once they fucking walk across the stage, I can say, sick. Bye. Enjoy the rest of the 3 hours, everybody else. Take my kid, take photos, leave. Like, that's so many fucking people. Anyway, so going from that opportunity, being able to make friends, and then going into adulthood where it's like, you work with maybe, I don't know, 1 to 2 to 5 to ish 8, 10 coworkers, 5 days a week, and it's just harder to say to those people because we're all adults now. So like maybe they already are all friended up, or they have a family and kids, or a wife or a girlfriend, or like they do sports or something. I don't know. And it's just a lot harder to say, hey, let's go hang out as an adult for the first time. Like, it's kind of weird. Okay, you know what? I'm going to be not humble here, and I'm just going to own it. I'm good at making friends. I'm good at making new friends. I'm good at making new friends in different, like, areas and places that I go to. Most places that I go to, I'm pretty good at making friends, okay? And I just wanted to talk about how, A, I was not like this just a few years ago, and B, I'm noticing as I get older that you are starting to, or already have, or are going to in the future, outgrow your high school friends, because you're going through so many different evolutions all of us are out here living wildly different lives, and you get really busy in different ways, and it can cause a lot of loneliness if you don't have a friend. And even if you're in a relationship or you have a roommate that's your best fucking friend, like, there's still a level of loneliness in only having one person super, super close to you that you can tell your feelings and your thoughts and your stresses, especially when if you're spending time with a partner or a roommate or a best friend so much that they can cause, or not they can, but the relationship can every now and then cause some reflection or thought or like argument here and there, because we're all human. We all get in bad moods. We all do silly things because we're not perfect and we all make mistakes. So eventually you're going to hurt somebody that you love, obviously, maybe multiple times, depending on how long you're with it. It shouldn't be more often than you're making them happy, by the way. I'm stressing that point real quick there. Obviously, but if you'd said that a few years ago, I'm like, but what if you just work really hard to have like 3 hours of like absolute ecstasy? And no. If you're struggling the whole fucking time, it doesn't matter how good those few hours were, or those couple days were, or those couple weeks were. If you were annoyed or upset or sad or crying or stressed out or anxious for an extended period of time only just to get this little blip of happiness, no, that's not for you. I'd rather personally be alone than have my energy drained or taken advantage of, or not being one of somebody's top priorities. I'm not going to be everybody's top priority. I don't think I should be anybody's top priority. I think that everybody's top priority should be themselves. And if somebody's top priority one day is not me because they would love to hang out with me and I'm their favorite person to hang out with, but they're like, I am so fucking tired and I feel so burnt out that this will actually take away desperate energy that I need just to do my laundry for tomorrow. If they said, I need to stay home and do my laundry for tomorrow, I'd be like, perfect, you are your first priority. And that's the kind of friends I want to be friends with. So I will understand. And that is fine. So people shouldn't worry about not being a priority, but you should be not the last resort, or being like the last case choice, or the last, the last case person that they choose to hang out with. Like, that's not okay either. And consistently their last person. And you're coming into yourself also sometimes, and the people that you've known for ages aren't used to you being you, or a louder version of you, or a more confident version of you. So they may push back on that a little bit, or completely end up not being your friend, whether it's them that just decided to stop interacting with you, or you that went, my energy is different than this, and it's not what I want, and I'm going to actually distance myself from this. I think that you should way rather choose being alone and being with yourself, not just being alone or being lonely, being with yourself and having a good time with yourself. And if you also struggle with that, by the way, put it into terms of this. You're ordering takeout and you have like a bedtime to get to, and you don't really feel like watching this TV show tonight. You're actually having like a craving to watch that one movie that you haven't seen since you're 15 and you just want to re-fucking watch it. So put yourself in that position. And now add somebody to it. You need to ask for their opinion on the food. You need to ask for their opinion on what show they want to watch or what time they want to go to bed at. No. Just order exactly what you want, go to bed at the exact time that you want to go, and watch the exact show or exact TV show or whatever the fuck that you're wanting to watch without anybody else's input, and like burp without being nervous, Like, just have a good time. Enjoy time with yourself. It's going to be fine. It's actually really a extremely pleasant experience, to the point where I do it so often now that I just do things with myself and I don't really need to ask anybody else's opinion. And it's just, there's such a freedom about it, and it makes me really happy, because I'm not always, but oftentimes I'm in a scenario where I'm like, wow, the music is fucking vibing, the place that I'm at is vibing, the food that I'm eating is vibing. Like, and it's because it's like I chose to do all of these things for myself and only myself. And that brings this sense of joy that comes for me now at a way higher level of value than spending time with somebody else that drains my energy. And we can have different opinions on different food or places to go, or, you know, like, obviously that's all fine. And often people will introduce you to new favorite foods or places or other new friends or other new experiences. So that's a great thing too, but enjoy being with yourself first. You know, the whole, if you can't love yourself, you can't love anybody else, blah, blah, blah. That really cliche fucking thing that people say is annoyingly fucking true. If you can't be with yourself and have a good time, then you're just going to accept, like, if being with yourself is a hindrance to you or a disappointment to you, and you're the person making all the decisions in the moment that you're with yourself, that's only going to do you dirty in a relationship that you're making, because solely you don't want to be alone, and you don't care if they drain your energy. You don't care if you've been friends since high school. You don't care if they don't have any of your interests in a way where you're just not a good match, and you just like hang out with them anyway, or any one of those people anyway. Don't do that. Go be alone and have a good time. And then it's a lot easier to kind of figure out in your life which people bring you joy and which people build you up and which people you want to be around, blood or not blood, by the way, that you want to just bring your life more energy and happiness and whatever the fuck you want to call it. Anyway, I'm finding that right now I'm finding when I have no energy to be anxious, and when I'm not anxious recording this, just because I've been so fucking tired today, that I will continue on in a topic and just let myself have free flowing on the spot thoughts, rather than kind of quickly getting to the end of a topic from a note that I wrote down. And that's my dog making her bed, by the way, if you're wondering. She does it very obnoxiously. I find that instead of skipping to the next topic really fucking quickly, because I'm like wanting to get to the next topic so that I don't stutter or hesitate or fuck up, like I'm just trying to sound and feel my most confident self. And right now I just don't care how I sound. I just am letting my thoughts free flow. And yeah, that's a difference that I notice when I'm not anxious, so that's kind of nice right now. The first time it's happened in like 23 or 24 fucking episodes. To continue with the topic, I recommend, as an adult who may be wanting new friends or new connections or new whatever the fuck, that you assume the best case scenario from new connections. Like, that person could be your fucking bestie. They could be your go-to person to grab a coffee and run errands with. And you can also never have too many connections. If you're like, I already have a best friend or two, I don't need any more, I feel very satisfied and full and happy with these people that I have in my life, then you have nothing to lose. So why don't you just, if there's a conversation happening next to you nearby or something, and it's about something that you're super interested in or you're really into, and just throw in a comment if you like feel the urge in your mind, like you're like, I would say that, like just throw it in there and just friendly and nice if they're nearby and in earshot or whatever. And I think you'll be able to tell relatively quickly whether they're open to conversation with somebody else that's not in their group that they're in, or if they just want to do what they're already doing. You'll be able to tell, and then you can either back off and continue to engage, and just assume the best possible connection. Just go, maybe they'll be my best friends. Maybe they'll be my new best friend. Maybe they'll be my new go-to person, or like new favorite person to go out and grab a drink with or go to the beach with. Like, just have an open mind as to what this person could be for you. Because even if you're already all friended up or all happy with your partner, you could still have another source of joy. Why are you minimizing your sources of joy? Why don't you add new ones? You know? And, like, recently, I feel like I've been meeting so many fucking people that I just really like and really get along with. And these new connections they're amazing because I don't know who they are yet. I don't know what their beliefs are. I get happily surprised sometimes here and there. And I just am having a really good experience getting to know these new people. And yeah, I highly recommend also go out alone. 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 I don't care what scenario it is. It doesn't need to be a going out to a bar alone. It doesn't need to be going to a restaurant alone and having a meal alone. It can be fucking going to the beach alone with a book. It can be going to the library to find a book. Book smaxing? What? It can be going to the park and just people watching and sitting on a bench and having your headphones in or earphones in or whatever. And just go out alone. It doesn't matter what you do. If you want to, go for a lunch and at a restaurant or something, sit bar side, have a drink, have a little snack or appetizer or whatever the fuck, or get takeout and then leave after and then go home and smoke weed and eat it. That's not what I do or anything. Just give yourself permission to go ahead and do that thing all by your own self. Really just go out alone where you can have the experience of you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can eat whatever the fuck you want. You can go whenever the fuck you want. You can go wherever the fuck you want. The whole time. It's a really good time. And there's got to be at least somebody in here listening that hasn't done something on their own in a long time or a few months or a few weeks. Even a fucking few weeks is too long for me, to be honest. I go to this beach and then there's this lovely girl and she is walking her cute little puppy. It's not a puppy, it's a dog, but all dogs are puppies, so fuck you. And she is trying to get the dog to go in the water because the dog has just diarrheaed on the beach and she's trying to cover it with sand and there's grass coming out of the dog's butt and she's trying to like wash it off without like directly touching it. And this is just a few feet in front of me. So I say, I have a dog. I know your pain. I've had to pull grass out of my dog's asshole. It's so nasty. And if you're disturbed right now, I don't care. I was the one that was doing it. So just said, I have a dog. I know your pain, girl. Like, so sorry that's happening to you. And we just end up talking for 30 minutes. And then I thought that she was just bringing her dog down to the beach for a walk and then headed home. But as it turns out, her group of friends were behind me. And she said, do you want to come hang out with us? And I was like, yeah, sure, please adopt me. And now I'm following both girls. I met somebody at the last Christmas party that I attended. And the reason that we became friends is because they chose to say, women don't listen. And I was like, tell me more about that. Like, what do you mean women don't? To what? What are you telling them? Are you telling them to do something? You know me. Anyway, so we had a conversation and then ended up being friends after. And then we went for I had a beer, he had a margarita, and had a good time chatting. And I actually recently saw that person volunteering at the same bar and ran over to grab a sip of his drink, and he was like, oh, I thought you wanted a hug, but you wanted a sip of my drink. And then I gave him a hug after because obviously I was going to do that the whole time. Anyway, friend. It's like, just put yourself in situations where you can go home without making a friend and be just as happy because you went out for your favorite meal, or you went out to your favorite spot, or you went out for your favorite coffee. But the friend on the potential side is just a benefit to you and a benefit to your life. And it actually surprises the shit out of me when people are like, who are you with? And I'm like, myself. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, just me. Like, my friends are here. Like, I see them pretty often. Like, but they don't come with me. And they're confused. And I'm like, why are you confused? I actually genuinely feel like it's the best fucking way to go out. I really do. Because you just don't owe anything to anyone there, and you can do whatever you want to do, and you can run back and dance to whatever song you want to dance to, and you can leave at any time. You can go through whatever drive-through you want to go through after. It's a good time. I highly recommend it. And you may just make a friend in the process. And I also don't think that you should have any kind of boundary on a new friend or a person that is filling up your cup in some way, shape, or form. I don't think you need to be that picky. I think that you can find different people that satisfy different parts of your life. And I feel like once you start exercising that muscle, and if that makes you a little uncomfortable, you should probably do it. Even if someone close to you or someone that you love goes, why do you feel like you need to go have a lunch alone? Be like, I felt like I wanted to enjoy and experience my own company, because maybe I don't do that very often. So I wanted to try it, and I wanted to see how I felt doing it, and I wanted to dip my toes into this different part of life that I haven't really experienced. I was born without you, and I was born without any connections to anybody except for my mom, really. And I was born to live my life, not your life. And this is a part of me living my life. This is the only reaction. Oh, I'm so glad that you're doing that for you and yourself. Like, I'm so happy for you. I'm so excited to hear how you felt about that when I see you next, and like when we talk next, and in person. And that's the only reaction that should be happening when you want to do something for yourself. I do think that you'd rather go through these experiences and maybe experience a bad experience that you're anxious about experiencing during this time. But I still think it's fucking worth it, because what are you going to do? You're going to learn better for the next time you go out and go do life and how you're moving in life. So, yeah. That's episode... I don't know what it is, because I'm not sure if I'm going to have this edited by the time that I have my guest episode, or if I'm going to do it right now and just call it the next episode. I don't know. I don't know what order we're going to go in, so I don't know what episode this is, but we know I'm not good at...